anymore, so it's a bit harder.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yikes! The OP.GG was a lot different yesterday.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh yeah, I remember checking your runes. What is up with these runes? Like, hold on. So you've got alacrity. Why are you taking alacrity?
Well, since I knew I was going to build Black Leader first,
Okay.
so I felt like I needed the attack speed.
For
So that's why I
what?
built it for my E.
It
Because
doesn't apply on your E.
Minions have spawned.
attack speed is what gives you more hits on your E.
No, it does not come from runes.
Really?
Alacrity is useless for your E. Same thing with your offense. These are doing nothing for your E.
I thought that just attack speed in general gave you more hits on your E.
Attack speed from items and levels, not runes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you should always be taking tenacity. Should always be taking offense adaptive force over the attack speed. Let's see what. Alright, pause this.
Why did that's weird? How come runes don't do that? I guess that'd be broken.
It'd just be too strong.
Huh.
And then in your secondary, why are you taking conditioning and overgrowth?
For the extra stats.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Why are they better than other runes?
Well, I feel like without them, it's hard to survive late game.
Then you didn't do early game, right? So the only time that you would take something like conditioning is when you can't win lane. Or you just like absolutely, you're so confident that you don't need these to win lane. So like, I don't ever take conditioning because you're always gonna need either the healing from second wind or the bone plating. There's no reason to take conditioning on Garen.
Okay.
And then when it comes to overgrowth,
It's
it
so
would be
weird.
better just to have demolish.
I'll be honest, most of my rune decisions are coming from like Mobifier and Mobalytics.
Don't ever use Mobifier. That is the worst website for runes.
Is it really?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Do not use it.
What's a good one? I guess there is no good websites then.
Good website is u.gg. You go here. Oh, god dang it, ad. They always sneak it in there.
Yeah.
Type in Garen. And go to, I guess Diamond Plus will work. So it does kind of come down to preference. Some people disagree with me, and I guess they do go overgrowth, over demolish. But either way, bone plating is pretty much always going to be agreed upon that it's just better than condition. What?
One thing that always kind of turned me off of bone plating is that it seems pretty useless late game, but like it's explicitly an early game thing because as max level it only blocks 60 damage. That's not very much.
Okay, I think I've determined the issue. Runes are not for late game. That's not why you get runes. Runes are for early game.
Explicitly? Are
Almost
like,
entirely, yes. So, okay.
minus like the keystone or?
No, that includes Keystone. So,
Okay.
let's say. Let me think of an example. Okay, so back before the rework, Garen would take Grasp.
Right.
Have you watched Wrist by Garen?
Yeah, but he plays a lot of Garen mid.
Yeah. So, like, before he did all the Garen mid stuff, he did a lot of phase rush top lane Garen. Reason being, he couldn't proc his Grasp because his opponents were too oppressive.
Right.
So, if he's able to proc grasp, grasp is better. Like if he's able to actually benefit from it. But because he can't, he has to just go with suboptimal phase rush.
Yeah. Oh, I've been seeing him take Predator mid.
Yeah, but that's specifically for roaming mid lane stuff.
Yeah. I just thought he kind of just does whatever because he's a one trick and he knows it. Knows how to play the champ pretty well.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't recommend Garen mid for most people, unless you're like really.
I have mid champs I can play instead. Yeah, I have a champ pool for pretty much any role if I get filled. Except for jungle, I fucking suck at jungling. There's a lot to it that doesn't just rely on the champ you pick that I haven't learned.
Anyway, so
yeah,
on to the game. Went a little bit too far forward.
I mean, you were fine. Nothing was happening yet. They were leashing.
Okay, so something did happen. All right. Go on this. Problem is your opponent leashing?
Are you asking me? Yeah.
Yeah, your opponent's leashing. So instead of standing here, what you need to be doing is standing here.
To fight her?
Yeah. Yeah. What you do, you wait until after she's done leashing, she walks up, you start E, spin on her, take half her health, and walk away. Works every time.
She can't really do shit about that, could she?
And you can do that into pretty much any champion except for Darius. If Darius has Ghost, he will kill you if you do that.
Especially if he starts W.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it's like a ranged champion, then instead of going E, you can just go Q. You'll miss out on some of the damage, but you'll save your HP.
Okay.
So anytime you're not leashing and there's potential for your opponent to leash, you should be looking to do that.
Makes sense.
Plus, you're not even hitting the minions anyway, so you're not really gaining anything. Not to say that you should be hitting the minions, just aren't. Okay.
I feel like I still messed up right there as well. There's no reason for me. I feel like there's no reason for me to actually stay there like that because while I was pressuring her, I wasn't actually hitting her. I was still taking minion aggro for being right next to those minions.
Yeah, you should have just backed up, because the minions are full health anyway, so you're not negating her from anything.
Right.
Do you normally start E?
It depends on the matchup. I felt like I would out. It depends on if they can CC me or slow me. If I can stay on them, like I know I can with Kiana at level 1, then E does more damage without a doubt. Yeah. But there's sometimes you can't do that, so Q's better. I'm taking free damage.
Okay, I don't like that. So, let me actually check if you did it earlier. Okay, it's not really applicable there. Yeah, here. Why are you not canceling your spin?
Keep it going. A little bit. I think I do. Do I not?
You do. You keep your E going. Why are you not canceling it? Is what I'm asking.
I usually do. I know the E kind of has like a delay on when you can cancel it this early.
Well, you held it for a while.
Yeah, that one I held for a while. I should have canceled it. I should have.
I guess I'll see if you end up doing it again, because I've only seen one case of it so far.
I know when I'm walking, there's some times where I like to keep it up just in case they try to jump on me or whatever. That way I can still have something going while, in case I can't fight back if I get stunned or something. But because E's really good, if you get stunned, it's always still going. That's why it shits on Riven. Oh.
What's the thought process behind placing the ward here?
I was thinking if Gragas would gank that, he would most likely go through that way. And if I warded the river and he was there, by the time I saw him, he would still be able to get me. Because of the location of the wave and the way he can run and dash on me.
Okay, so you're saying like
If
if
I
you
feel
were
like
here, you wouldn't have time.
yes, that's why I was thinking. Because I would think, well, for one, he would come from Tri anyways, most likely. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm wrong because since the Rift Sculler is about to come up, he's most likely gonna do that.
Yeah, he's gonna prioritize that. Also, if you're worried about not having enough time with your ward here, which I really don't think is an issue, but let's say that you don't have enough time, then just ward like here. Just
Okay.
a little bit deeper.
I learned. I know like against some junglers, you can put the ward like kind of in between them,
Yeah,
right where.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I
can
think
work too.
I think I do that once. Unfortunate. Well, kind of did to myself by taking a turret shot, but I played safe to heal it back. Not enough, apparently. Oh yeah, I'm thinking she's Ohm, but she had enough to cast at her Q again, which I just learned as her Q, or she throws it. I'm thinking like she can't cast anything, so I could kill her, but she cast her Q there and was able to kill me with it.
Yeah, 35 mana cost.
Yep. It sucks. If I flashed it, I would have killed her. That's what I was thinking after I died there. And she snowballs hella hard off that one kill.
Okay, so you bought boots while sitting on 200 gold. Why is that?
I didn't think damage would be a good option. I felt like if I tried to like go a longsword instead, that I wouldn't be able to run away from her if she could out damage me.
Okay. Well, what about Ruby Crystal?
I wanted to get boots primarily to keep myself safer, be able to run away. So I did prioritize that over Ruby Crystal. And since I also wanted to buy the refillable, I wasn't able to purchase it. I just prioritized the boots over both those things because I thought the movement speed would be more important.
Okay. The reason that you're having this issue of needing the boots is because you keep shoving the wave. If you would quit shoving it so much, you wouldn't have to worry about getting chased down. Because like right here, you had a perfect opportunity to freeze the wave. But you just shoved it. What you got here?
I do.
Yep.
And she gets away too. He has ult up. Yeah. That sucks.
Yikers. Imagine not using E before ult. I think he had E.
He didn't cast anything on her.
He did earlier.
don't
Okay,
know
it
why-
was on cooldown.
I was wondering why he just didn't ult under turret. And I asked him. He just said he got minion block. But I don't really flame or anything. I honestly was like, I had no room to talk because I died under dirt like that.
Again, you're shoving.
Because I fucked up and I didn't buy. So
Ah.
I shoved so I can go back and buy.
Okay, so then why did you not shove it all the way?
I don't have an answer for that. I should have done it.
If she's smart, she freezes it here and you're screwed. Nope, never mind, you get saved.
Yeah.
Stop shoving it.
Well, I do. So do a lot.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, this is why
Oh my god. That's actually perfect for her. There's literally nowhere that you can stand.
Nope.
I understand why she played top now.
Summoner has reconnected. Blue team
And after that, I die a lot this game. But I died 2 more times in lane, I think. Because Gragas will come and help her, and she does so much fucking damage.
Again, auto pushing.
Oh yeah, here comes Gragas, and they're gonna kill us both. I just can't catch her. She kites the fuck out of me.
killing spree.
So it wasn't really kiting and more of just Lee Sin kicking her away. But also, your upgraded boots aren't doing anything.
That is true.
You keep talking about the movement speed that you need, but you're not doing anything with it.
That is true. I mean, if this was a live game, I would be changing my the way I'm playing already, but it's not.
Yeah.
I think one of my major problems stems from just being too undecisive of what I should go and knowing. I'm always too questioning of what I should go, and I don't know, it just never feel like I'm building the right thing.
We can talk about that after, I guess.
Turret plating will fall soon. Blue team. Red team.
I think I die here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have any wards. Well, you'd have really deep wards in order to get away from that, though, to be fair. That's more just noticing that she went missing.
Yeah, I should have. I'm getting better at playing safe and not dying to ganks, but that's mostly for early game, so I needed to focus on still doing that shit for late game too, or mid to late game. Does it show pings?
It does.
Alright. I thought my team would follow. So here, I thought my team was going to follow up. They didn't. I should have backed off sooner and looked at the map, but I was kind of focusing on dodging shit and not dying, so I wasn't looking at the map. Because I looked at the map there, they look like they're coming. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I should stay and help with this, because they're going to collapse, and then they don't. Not that I'm blaming them. I should have noticed that and backed off sooner.
I understand why they didn't want to go in. Team is so far behind.
Yeah, Lulu died a shit ton.
But let's say the discrepancy isn't as bad, and it's more of like 20 to 20 or something. One ping is not enough in solo queue. I should be seeing more assistance pings. You can also do an anonymous ping and then an assistance ping, make it look like two people want to do it. But just one ping, they might not even notice.
Do you think that if I pinged more and they actually came, would have been a different outcome, or do you think we just all would have died?
It might have worked. You had 4 people.
And Kiana was dead and just respawning.
Yeah.
So she wasn't in there.
You could have at least traded.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's better to do that than lose Rift Herald since they can get 2 of them now.
Yeah.
But then they didn't follow. I should have pinged more then instead of just backing off. I probably should have done both until I saw they came.
Shut down.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to watch this flip. I die? I think I get away. I think I go back in here and then I die. Yeah, that's what happens. Because I want to kill Jin. I know if I Q him and ult him, he'd die.
Okay. So, instead of this long chase, what should you have been doing?
Taking the turret.
Yep. If you had demolished, this turret would go down very quickly.
Yeah. It's taking turrets feels so much slower without demolishes because it is, but
Yep.
yeah. Especially if I'm not going to build Triforce.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you missed it on the Sheen proc. And the attack speed too.
Yeah.
Why are we headed mid?
Because I always get flamed if my teammates stay without me. So I thought if there's going to be a team fight, which it looks like there's about to be one, I should just be there for it so they're not just going to instantly blame me for losing. But I think I should probably be bot instead. By the time I got to top, they would just lose a team fight and then Keanu would come and kill me. So I couldn't go top.
So why do you care about your teammates flaming?
Well, the more they argue, the more likely we are to lose. That's what I noticed. Sometimes people just can't have themselves and type like 20 sentences in chat in 1 minute, and then they die.
Do you
I feel
respond
like
to them?
I usually tell them to like just quiet down. I usually don't argue
well, there's
with
your
them.
issue.
Like, hey, I'm usually like the one going, hey, let's just stop typing and keep playing.
Yeah. You let them know that you saw their message.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have chat on, I personally have it always off. If you're gonna have chat on, you gotta keep in mind your teammates' opinions don't matter. All that should be going through your mind is what is the correct play. Doesn't matter if your teammate's tilted, doesn't matter if they're flaming, you should always be looking to do what the correct play is. Because then you're building correct habits and not just doing whatever your teammates want you to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you're doing what your Platinum 4 teammates want you to do, you're going to end up staying in Platinum 4.
Don't want that. Well, not for very much longer.
Yeah.
About to upgrade to Gold 1.
Hey.
I think I'll lose one more at least. But I'm trying to use Flex to practice now, since I'm a slightly lower rank in Flex. So I can usually win lane.
Flex is awful. Like, the matchmaking is so bad in Flex.
Just because people can be silver and Flex and diamond and solo queue and still play
that's
against
exactly
you.
what I was doing, and I was struggling. Because, like, the mismatches were so bad. Like, it was always just whichever diamond player carried faster was the games, and it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my god, please stop. I have like a 55% win rate. This is killing me.
I got knocked away and I couldn't ult Kiana there. I was very sad about that. And I was like, I'll just ult Gragas. I queued him. There we go. I die here. Got ignited.
I don't think there's much else you could have done.
I was gonna die there regardless because she ulted and ignited me. And even if W was up, I still would have died. Unless I was able to W her ult. But if you W ignite your shield, that shield does not last long enough to save you from ignite. Unless it's like the last proc.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, so the longer the game goes, the less I know what to do. especially on this one.
So,
I honestly don't know what is available for me to get that someone else isn't going to try to prioritize and try to test me over, like either a jungle camp or anything. And there's nothing, no objectives I can try to get without dying. Unless I could probably try to split bot here since everyone's topside.
uh-huh. Yep. That's what I should be seeing.
Yeah. So, what do I do if I do try to do the correct play, which would be split pushing bot here, and then my
Yep.
teammate loses a team, and then my teams lose a team fight, and we lose an inhibitor. Tr- Obviously I can't back and save the inhibitor at that point, anyways. But if I was there in a team fight, it might be to where instead of like flat out losing, we go even or something, and they don't take an inhibitor. I'm thinking the likelihood of my team's losing a team fight is pretty much 90% because we've lost every team fight since. And
Whether you're there or not, you guys lose team fight. It's 35-13.
yeah, I feel like they could have messed up maybe in a team fight, and I could ult them to like help mitigate the loss that we get. But if we just lose because if I split bot and we just lose and we would have lost anyways, is that what you're saying?
Whoa. Okay. What I'm saying is like, you have no influence on the team fight. So you're talking about like going bottom and the team dying, which usually occurs because you didn't ping them, or you going there still dying, and it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So what you need to do in those kind of situations is just play in the optimal situation of your teammates not inting. Because you can't change whether they int or not.
Okay.
You just got a careful ping and then just hope that they don't run it down. It was all good until you started chasing.
Yeah. We should have just backed off when we pushed Kiana out, and I should have pinged Lee to come back so he doesn't die. Oh fuck. Yeah, even the support's pretty strong. Oh yeah, she has Magi's and she's 8-3.
Get a pick. Chasing gets Drake. Wait, it's back to Dragon now?
Oh, it doesn't say Drake anymore. Yeah.
Going from Dragon to Drake to Dragon. I think. Or maybe it always said Dragon, but it was just called Drake. I don't know.
I honestly don't remember either. I don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
Dragon was not a big deal before this patch. Or as much as a big deal.
Well, everything's now a big deal in this patch.
Yeah.
Herald, Drake.
Which is good.
Apparently bushes.
I was told like it's supposed to make the game last way longer. Like the way oh fuck, Lee just died there. The way they want these games like to go on for like 50 minutes.
I don't see how that would be the case.
Not 50, but what I was told is that they're trying to get away from those 20-minute victories, because there's been a lot of those in season 9. Like you just win by 20, 25 minutes.
Okay, so, but what would make it last longer?
The fact that you have to prioritize more objectives other than just taking turrets early, and so you have to spend time like warding, and by the time Baron spawns and then Dragon's up, you have to, take it more slowly so you can react to what the enemy team's doing. That's just my impression of it, but that is also what I was told, and I could be wrong.
So, first off, you have the opportunity to get 2 Rift Heralds now.
Yeah.
So that in itself, you get more turrets. You also, I mean, yeah, there are like more objective fights, but that's also ways that you can stomp them easier because they feel that they have to go to the objective and then you just roll them. I don't think it's really going to change the game time, but I could be wrong.
It definitely massively depends on what elo you're in.
True. Yeah, if we're rolling an Iron 3, we're gonna have 2-hour-long games.
Pretty much. But also, the higher elo you go, the slower it's gonna go, as people make less mistakes, and the goal disparity won't be as huge. Right?
Usually, the higher the elo, the faster the game.
Really? I always think, I thought that it was the opposite, because people are more careful and don't let the let the other team get massive leads.
So usually how it works, obviously I haven't played in Challenger, but as far as I understand, usually it's whoever's auto-filled gets stomped. And then because of that, their whole team just is screwed. And they just get run over, surrender at 15. Or, just in general, because they're so good at what they're doing, they're going to be able to carry their lead way better. And so, it's just very clearly shown who's going to win early on. It's not a matter of, like, the bronze comeback where you have, like, a 30-0 team somehow gets slaughtered by the 0-kill team. That's not going to happen in Challenger. So, the games are a lot faster. Even in Diamond, I've noticed that my games are faster than, let's say, in Gold.
Huh.
Just because of objectives are higher priority over chasing kills.
Yeah, I can see that. And when I got the higher elo originally, back when I used to main EDC, I would actually make my games go a lot quicker too, because I was better at prioritizing objectives. I kind of lost some of that because between me playing ADC and maining top, I actually took a 2-year break because the game made me hate it so much. When I got up to like plat 1, and then I dropped in that same season down to gold 1, and I couldn't get plat back. That was probably the most tilted I've ever been playing this game, and it made me stop for a while.
Wait, how does it keep going on? Got like solid 2 more minutes.
The team is bad at ending.
Yeah. By the way, I feel I've got a lot of notes to write down, but do you have any questions about what we've covered before I write my notes and we talk about builds?
No, I have no questions. I'm just trying to pick up on things and learn things, but no specific questions as of right now. You know what? I'll do that right now. I can do that without being in game.
And on the topic of not taking conditioning, when would you decide to take second wind versus bone plating?
Versus burst or poke. Like if I'm going against Renekton, I'm probably gonna take bone plating. But if I'm going against Rise, I definitely want to take second wind.
Okay, what about Darius?
Oof. That's a hard one. I want to say second win because I don't think because Darius is really good at dragging fights out, so bone playing won't be that useful against him.
Main reason you take second win against Darius is because it continually ticks on his passive.
Right, and that's what I mean by him like dragging fights out. He's good at like making you fight him for a long time, to where after bone playing wears out, you're still fighting. So it's completely useless when it's not there, and second win will still be there for you.
If not leashing, look to bush cheese enemy after they leash.
And being a top laner, you almost never leash unless I'm on red side.
Yeah.
Even then, usually not. One thing that I was told, I wasn't told directly, but I heard Dyrus say it, and this was a long time ago, so I don't know if it's still the case anymore. But like
I
he
think
said,
I know
like
what video you're talking about, but go ahead.
it's about freezing. He said that once you're like level 9 and like post 13 minutes and like post like I don't know like 11 minutes, you never freeze because you need to be helping your team instead.
Okay.
So he's just shove and leave.
How many years ago was that uploaded?
I want to say 2.
I'll
But
check real quick.
me being honestly, there's not a lot of people to watch about top lane. I feel like right now that not at least that like try to play like a legitimate top lane. Everyone else I see is like what's his name? The fucking Gangplank one trick.
Tobias Fate.
Yeah, Tobias. And then Henshin, and I don't like watching Henshin for obvious reasons. I think.
So what about Wrist, TF Blade, Fogged for the win, JC?
I watch I do watch Wrist, and I also watch Solar Renekton, but I feel like Solar Renekton is also kind of a bad example sometimes
Yeah,
too.
don't watch him. Renekton top only is a better one to watch.
Sorry if the water's kind of loud. I'm just getting some water. All right. So who was the list of people you just said? You said Wrist, and what was after that?
I'll write them down. So we got TF Blade, Wrist, Fog for the win too, JC, which JC is primarily YouTube.
Isn't Fog the guy? No, I'm thinking of Foggin.
Froggen? You're talking about the Nivea player?
Froggin, yeah.
Fogged is Tryndamere player.
I suck at Tryndamere. I tried to play him for a little bit, and I end up having a 30% win rate, so it was no bueno.
That's the wrong one. Yeah, so those are the main ones that you can watch. But primarily you can just go to YouTube and look up VODs.
Okay, so I'm sitting back down now so I can look at it. So, not leashing, stop auto shoving, prioritize higher gold item, and PPU watch. Okay. What does JC play? Did you already tell me that?
Tryndamere.
Oh yeah.
So we got TF Blades was like Jax, Akali, Aurelia. Wrist plays Garen. Fogged is Tryndamere, JC, Tryndamere. Rangers is Tryndamere / Jax. And then Renekton top.
Yeah, that one's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Although, even like SRO Solar Renekton, like he hardly ever plays that champion in his videos anymore. He's always like playing some weird shit.
Yeah, he's gotta get clickbait.
Yeah, I really fucking hate clickbait. I feel like it's like the scummiest way to get clicks, but people gotta make money.
But um, have you ever heard of the the channel Damasum Replay? Okay, so if you're trying to learn lane matchups or wave management, this is like the go-to. You go to this channel, type in, let's say, Garen versus Kiana. It'll probably pull up mid lane, but you can type in that, and then they have a ton of replays. So like this one you could watch, and just go and see all the different ways that he played out the lane. Look at his runes, because it shows it at some point. So yeah, it shows his abilities, items.
Team fight.
Yeah, so you got his Demolish second win. Apparently he still takes attack speed, though. But yeah, so this is probably the best resource you can have.
On his extra... Oh yeah, attack speed right there.
No, he's not going to take it in Alacrity. Always on Tenacity.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was just straight up just useless.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually helping my E. And that's like a really feels bad thing, because I'm like, damn, if I just read the fucking ability, I would know.
Yeah. I have a coach that works with me, and he actually flamed me on the exact same thing. So, you know, you good.
It feels like, damn, I felt like I knew I felt like I knew everything about the ability. I'm like, I'm good, don't need to read it.
Yeah.
Nope, I need to read it.
So, any other questions?
No, so there's a lot of things I could have done differently, and I felt like if I managed to get that first blood on this, it would have been probably the opposite of how the game was going. Especially if I did some of these things, especially if I also took the tenacity rune. I was getting knocked the fuck around that game. Gragas like body slammed me, stopped and laughed, and then walked away, and I was still I was still knocked up and like stunned from it before I could react. And I was like, that never fucking taking this attack speed rune again.
So now we can do builds real quick. I'd almost forgotten about that.
I know with the tenacity rune, your W, and you know, Merc Treads, you can have like up over 90% tenacity if you hit it at the right time on a CC.
It doesn't stack like that.
It doesn't?
No, it's multiplicative, not additive.
Oh, so it's really like 75 instead.
I don't know the exact amount, but yeah.
It's still pretty good though, because I mean you get
Yeah.
stunned for like 0.2 seconds.
It's just after a certain point, you can have too much tenacity because it's just not giving you that much value.
Have you ever one thing I was trying before they changed Aqua, obviously, was they just changed that today. But a little bit ago, I was going Wits End on Garen for the MR item, and I was also not building Phantom Dancer in place of it. I won most of those games. I don't know if it's I just had a massive lead to begin with. I don't know if it's because of Wits End. I felt like Wits End was a good choice in a lot of matchups because of the way it works, and it gives you more attack speed for your E. But I don't know. It could just not be as good as Phantom Dancer.
So, I actually don't ever build Phantom Dancer, personally. The reason I don't build Phantom Dancer is because there is no reason to build it over Steric's Gauge. The damage is not significant enough to take a smaller shield and get rid of the tenacity and AD from the Steric's Gauge.
Okay, let's say the normal build path that I take is Triforce into Sterix. I would usually build the second attack speed item, either Wits End or Phantom Dancer, after those two items first. So I'm thinking, so this is definitely a third item that I'm thinking of when I'm talking about it.
Okay.
Do you think it should not be?
Let me just show you what I normally build. So
'Cause I know that Sterak's Gage is just honestly a bust item, way too good to pass up on Garen or Darius.
yeah.
But although sometimes there are some Darius games where I like to take Titanic Hydra because for the auto attack reset to
Yeah.
get more stacks and the ultimate damage.
So my normal build consists of Triforce into either Dead Man's Plate or Sterak's Gage, depending on how much armor they have. And then the other one, so whichever I didn't get as my second item. Of course, I'll buy boots somewhere in there.
Okay, so if they have a lot of AD, you're definitely gonna go Deadman's first and then Sterak's.
Right, but then if it's more of AP, then I go the Sterak's because I won't get as much from the armor.
And you already have Merc Tread, so that's pretty much all you need that early anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later, I just build armor MR based off whatever kind of comp that they have.